Guys, you are currently watching a clip from our podcast, The Fellas. The full podcast is available exclusively on Spotify with video for free. So go ahead and follow us on Spotify. It actually helps us out more than you could imagine.
I've twisted history to the point where we won it, actually.
Yeah.
So we actually did win that.
Yeah, no, I remember.
So that's
great. It was a great
and Pickford made the game-winning, like he saved Jorginho's pen and we won. My memory stops there.
It's stay focused. That's what I like to think. Like, it's just stay focused. Like, the pain, walking home in the rain after that game, Wembley Way, it's like drizzle. I had a cold,
depression.
I was pretty sure I had COVID at the time. I was like, if I didn't get COVID before, I've definitely got COVID. And luckily, I'm COVID free. But it was mainly one of the saddest moments of my life.
Yeah, man, like that. But especially if you are with them throughout the whole journey. Right, from the beginning. So it takes it a step further because now you're at like a seriously personal level. I'm sure you knew a few of them beforehand anyways, but it's it's even more so now. You've spent, I guess it's like a camp, right?
Yeah.
So you spent the camp with them, and now it hits a lot more on like a personal level. You feel like you are part of the team, right? In a sense.
Listen, I'm there nodding. You should have seen. You not see Twitter. It's one of the. I was getting peppered.
Why though? For what?
Peppered.
What? I didn't see that.
Obviously, when you're there, like you just like post a picture, like me and whoever it may be, like say like.
What you look like a Make-A-Wish guy, just like hanging out with the favorite ballers.
we did. Like, you know what's crazy about the Make-A-Wish thing? Like, we actually helped like some people meet players. And that. So,
okay, nice.
I wasn't a winner. I was helping it. I'm making it happen, right? So, where was I? So basically, I post like a picture of like me, Mason, Deck, or like me and Calv, or whatever. And then like every single response to like the tweet or the picture was, "Raw, this guy thinks he's lacing up his boots." Like, my favorite one was like, have you seen that slow mo video of Ty like getting like walking past like the team bus, and he like does the slow mo, and he's got like the wash bag, everything. They were like Josh Denzel.
Oh my god,
I was getting cooked.
That is so good. But man, Twitter, as much as it has gone downhill lately, it has provided the world with gems.
It's my favorite and most hated app. Yeah, this is exactly the same time. Because when it's going good, it's the greatest thing in the world. When you're getting peppered on Twitter, you're like, oh Jesus,
please stop.
Everything you tweet, you're like, nah, not this guy again, bro.
Yeah. Was it hard work? And okay, look, let me put it this way: people will get angry if you said, "Oh, it was really difficult work." But was it like long days? What did a day look like for you doing the? So by the way, to people that don't know, you hosted something called the Lion's Den, right? And it was essentially a behind the scenes type of show. Footballers in their spare time or scheduled time, whatever, would come on. You chat about whatever, do challenges. It was just a bit of fun, and it actually gave a bit of the players an opportunity to show a bit of their personality because a lot of the time they're just in front of the fucking Guardian answering questions. So it was. I think what it did for England fans was actually quite underappreciated in the sense that it opened up the curtain a little bit, which was amazing. But what was like a day's worth of work like? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously you get up and you're on. Obviously, you live in St George's Park. Like players there, you're here, and we got like the studio set up that was like right in the middle of St George's Park. So like, if you're gonna walk to training, you got to walk past it. You got to walk past the studio. If you got if the media walk, they got to walk past it. Like it's like plonked in the middle. Yeah, so you wake up straight away, have breakfast like 9 o'clock or whatever, go, and you'd have to. Obviously, it doesn't just come. It's not just like the players turn up and you just have a chat. Like you got to think of like, all right, okay, what's the story around this player? Like what do they enjoy? What do they want to do? Like, what do you want to talk about? What's the theme of the show? Which guests have we got on? So you got to go and meet. Like we obviously had like the EE fan walk. So like it was where like fans could, like you could register to try and like speak to a player, ask a question to a player, get involved in the show. And there's like 6 fans. So we go and speak to them, try and get them warmed up. Because you know what it's like. Imagine like, for me, like, I remember the first day, like, I'm super nervous. And I've met half these boys before. Yeah. And, like, so imagine if you're, like, I don't know, Becky from Solihull.
Yeah. And you're being told, right, you're going to ask Rashford a question or whatever.
And then suddenly it's like, you don't need that on, like, an opera or a live show. Go chat to those guys, write up, like, list of the questions, like, schedule out the show, like, talk to the producers. There's, like, 6 camera guys or whatever. It's like a big production.
Yeah.
Speak to them, and then have a bit of lunch. boom, straight after lunch. Boys have trained at what, like 10, 11, and then they come straight on the show.
They just jump on. And what would you pick like who's coming on, or were you just told today we've got XYZ? Because you're actually quite close with a lot of these guys anyways, which would have made the job so much better. And it actually came across on camera was the fact that these guys were actually comfortable. If you just get some random stiff guy, like it's not gonna come across, and they're not gonna want to do it either. Yeah,
I think that's one of the best things about the show is it was super comfortable.
Yeah.
So like for me, like obviously the first show I was there like, oh my God, like they've entrusted me with that, the nation's heroes. Like this is insane. And it's super comfortable. And obviously as you were saying, like I know a lot of the boys, but with the show, like you could say to them like, okay, cool, what's happened in the game? Like Sterling's just bagged again.
Yeah.
Like, and we haven't had Sterling on yet. It's like, do we wait until like later on in the tournament? Or do we want to speak to him now? Like, obviously he's flying.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to speak to, I don't know, like Stonesy had a sick game one game. I was like, right, cool. We got to get Stonesy on. Like Calvin Phillips in first 3 games was like immense. Cool, sweet. And then, or do we want to get like, who's cool together? Because a lot of the boys, like they chill together, but like on camera, like who's going to work the best? So it's like, Decker Mace, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like these guys are just bundles of energy.
Yeah.
So you could just like pick depending on what was going on. And we had this whole like Jack Grealish episode like planned where it was going to be like super sunny. We're going to have like almost like an Ibiza vibe. Like we had the manor like playing him in and everything like that. And it was the worst weather you've ever seen. It was like a tsunami. Bro. And obviously Jack's like, he's Brummy in it. So like he's got that kind of, I'm not going to do the accent, but like, imagine like they were all like knocking about in the pool, chilling, and it's like, oh Jack, you got to do this stuff. And obviously I know Jack really, really well. Like he's one of my pals, and obviously you're chilling around in the pool, like playing games, as you saw with like the inflatables, and then you look outside and it's like a tsunami, and you're like, the studio's just outside. There's no
moving it inside.
There's no moving it inside. It's like we were sat there with the umbrellas, and I remember like he arrived on this golf cart, and he was just like, nah, bro. You're taking the piss. I'm not like it.
So did he sack it or he did it?
Of course he did it. Okay. And he was unbelievable on it. Like it was one of the best episodes, one of the most views. Like some of the best vibes. But yeah, I remember that face where he looked at me and was
because he was like
of all days, like you picked this day.
Yeah. And that was the day he got chosen to do it.
Yeah.
I remember like over the Euros, he was just like a bit of like the nation's like cult hero, right?
He became like a poster boy.
Yeah, in the weirdest
everyone would
way.
message me being like, "Yo, what's Jackie saying?"
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, leave him alone, man. Like, let him focus.
How nuts is that? And I'm not even joking with you. Yeah, the hype that he got during the Euros, like, don't get it twisted. He's a good player, talented, obviously.
Great player.
Yeah, great player.
Great.
Right? But let me tell you something. That man, right? That Euro thing bumped up his seat. It tagged on an extra 30 M's. Yeah,
30 M's.
30 M's. That was a 70 million transfer that got bumped to 100 because the hype he got around the Euros. Now everybody knows his name. Marketing wise, he's now 100 M's.
He was colder than Euros. I have to say he was cold.
He was. And it was cold. I've never seen anything like it. Like people were chanting for him to come on at the games. Like people are just itching to see him play.
Yeah.
And I was there like, I can't really remember the last time we had a player that people, no matter any situation, we could have been down 10-0. The people would have still been chatting to get him on the pitch thinking he'll bring it back.
But that's because he's got that spark and
he
got
does,
that creativity. Yeah. Also, like tournaments in England, like, it's made, this tournament, I feel like it was set up for like someone to have like a breakout tournament.
Yeah.
Like a breakout
tournament. Do you think that was hit? Who do you think any of the England players had that?
I feel like Raheem, had that kind of tournament that just solidified. I'm that guy. Like, stop playing with my name. Like, I'm that guy. Like, I don't care what you think about me. Like, you have to put me up there with that top tier of footballer. Like, because I think he gets like an unnecessary amount of flack, unnecessary amount of disrespect. There's 100 Prem goals. Like, the guy's a baller, bro. Like, look what he did.
Sick.
Like, people forget they had a career before Man City as well.
Yeah.
So I think it was his tournament to go like, yo, listen, like, by the way, I'm the flipping man. Like, I'm the guy.
I think Declan Rice as well had one of those tournaments.
Declan Rice.
He just won Prem.
He won. Yeah, he just got given
London Player of the Year. But he had one of those tournaments where beforehand there was loads of critics, but then as soon as he had that tournament, everyone was like, right, this guy's a real deal.
Yeah.
Imagine
it put him on the map.
They were saying, rah, Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice, it's like one-dimensional. And then you see them working together, you're like, rah, these men are working in the pivot. Like,
Yeah.
everything.
It was
going.
actually so good to watch. I love watching it. And then again, I'm telling you, the Euros, if you want to get your price tag up, the Euros is where it goes down. These international tournaments, Declan Rice went from a 50 mil player, double that, like 100 now. Like for an English DM that looks that
Where do you reckon
comfortable.
he's going, United?
Yeah, it's United. It's done. It's done. It's United. But do you know what, right? I've said it would be United. But now, if I'm Declan Rice, I'm thinking, I might have to
This
go.
might be long for me.
I might
have to
just
go
Chelsea. Yeah. I mean, like Mason's there.
He was at Chelsea, wasn't he?
Yeah. As a kid,
with
he was at
Mace,
Chelsea. So, but that's what I'm saying. I think this whole time he's had it set up going United. But bro, that team is. I wouldn't want to go there.